You know, there is this very specific, very primal kind of dread that comes with a road trip.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it isn't just about the traffic or, the terrible gas station snacks.
Or the inevitable argument about who gets to control the music.
Right. Exactly. It's the mathematics of the situation, really.
The math. I like that.
Yeah, because you take a small sealed metal box, you subtract all personal space, you add in, I don't know, a few years of repressed marital resentment, and then you lock the doors.
It is absolute friction. It's basically a pressure cooker on wheels.
It really is.
And usually, the worst case scenario is just an awkward silence for the last hour of the drive. But today
Today is different.
we are looking at a scenario where that math equation ends with a literal body count.
Yes, we are. Welcome, everyone. Today we are doing a deep dive into One by One by Freida McFadden. And I just have to say, right off the bat, reading this book made me want to never, ever get into a minivan again.
I don't blame you.
It's billed as a survival thriller, sure, but it feels way more like a domestic horror story to me.
It really does tap into that claustrophobia. And what makes One by One such a fascinating subject for this deep dive isn't just the whole, who survives aspect.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it masquerades as a story about people versus nature, getting lost in the woods. But it's actually a psychological case study.
A case study on sociopathy.
Exactly. Sociopathy masking as friendship. It's basically Lord of the Flies, but with a brunch crowd who secretly hate each other.
Which is my absolute favorite kind of crowd to analyze.
Definitely.
So to give you all a roadmap of what we're doing today, our mission is to unravel this incredibly tangled web of relationships, expose the twists, and really look at how a simple quest for revenge spirals into complete madness.
And before we even meet these unhappy couples, McFadden hits us with a prologue.
Oh, the prologue!
Talk about setting a mood. It is bleak.
Bleak is putting it mildly. It frames the entire narrative before the car even starts.
We have this anonymous narrator. We don't know who it is yet. But they are completely fixated on the number 6.
Quote, "There will be 6 of us."
Right. And look at the associations this narrator makes immediately. They don't just say, oh, 6 is an even number.
No, they go straight to the biblical stuff.
Straight to the ominous. They mention that on the 6th day, God created man and the serpent.
The serpent, yeah.
They bring up the number 666. They bring up the 6th commandment.
Thou shalt not kill.
Exactly.
It's almost heavy-handed in its doom-mongering, but honestly, it works. It sets the stakes instantly for you as the reader.
It does.
The narrator basically looks right through the fourth wall and says, I'm going to tell you a secret. Only one of us is coming home.
Which is such a brilliant move because it destroys the will they, won't they tension immediately.
It replaces it with 2 much more interesting questions.
Who done it? And who survives it?
Yeah.
It turns the whole experience into a game of Clue. But everyone is a suspect and everyone is a potential victim.
It's a bold move because now every time a character speaks in those first few chapters, I'm sitting there thinking, are you the one talking in the prologue?
Is it the grumpy husband? Is it the perfect best friend?
Exactly. It forces you to scrutinize every single interaction for cracks in the facade.
And that right there is the engine of the book. It's not about the woods. It's about the cracks in the facade.
So let's meet the people inside this minivan. We have 3 couples. And honestly, describing them as dysfunctional feels like a massive compliment.
It really does.
Let's start with our main couple, Claire and Noah.
Claire and Noah are the gravitational center of this mess.
Yeah.
On paper, they are the standard suburban couple. 2 kids, decent jobs. She's a teacher, he's a physicist.
But the texture of their hatred is so specific.
It really is. It's not a fiery, screaming hatred. It's a cold, rotting resentment.
We have to talk about the UChicago shirt argument because for me, this was the moment I realized, oh, this marriage is dead.
The maroon University of Chicago t-shirt. It's such a brilliant little detail.
Explain why that stood out to you, because to me it just seemed like petty bickering at first. Noah is tearing the bedroom apart, looking for this faded, ratty old shirt.
He's panicking.
Yeah, he's doing that passive-aggressive, did you lose it in the laundry thing?
And Claire knows exactly where it is.
Yes.
It's in the drawer. She's staring right at the drawer.
Yeah.
But she doesn't tell him.
That is next level petty. Why?
Yeah.
Is it just to watch him squirm?
It is about control, certainly. But think about what that shirt represents. That shirt is from when Noah was a physics student at UChicago.
Right.
It's from when he was young, brilliant, ambitious. When Claire actually loved him, he's frantically looking for the version of himself that was worthy of love.
Ooh, That is heavy. And Claire is just watching him search, completely disgusted by him.
She describes his voice as nails on a chalkboard.
She's thinking about how his whole absent-minded professor act used to be endearing, but now it's just weaponized incompetence.
Precisely.
And
And meanwhile, she's not just sitting there stewing. She has fully checked out. She's physically in the room packing her bag, but emotionally, she's already in the minivan with Jack.
Right, the affair. We have to get into this. This isn't just a my husband is annoying, so I'm flirting at the bar situation.
Whoa.
This is a full-blown sleeping with his best friend betrayal.
Jack is Noah's best friend since college. That adds this whole layer of incestuous betrayal to the dynamic.
It changes how we read the seating chart in the van, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have the husband driving, the wife in the passenger seat, and the lover sitting right behind them.
Every glance in the rearview mirror is just loaded with danger.
It's a ticking time bomb. And speaking of Jack, he's the second part of our trio of couples. He's with Michelle.
And if Claire and Noah are defined by resentment, Jack and Michelle seem defined by handcuffs.
Golden handcuffs. Jack is a contractor. He's described as rugged, plays the guitar. The kind of guy Claire almost dated in college.
But he's married to Michelle.
Who is a high-powered divorce attorney.
And Michelle is a lot. She's cold, she's practical, she's glued to her phone.
She's the person who wears a blazer to a hike.
Yes. A blazer. Who does that?
But the power dynamic is fascinating here. Jack complains to Claire that Michelle is cold and distant, that she prioritizes work over everything.
But he admits he can't leave her.
Because she's the best divorce attorney in the state. She would eviscerate him in court. He'd be living in a cardboard box.
So Jack is trapped. He's finding solace in Claire's arms because he feels emasculated and trapped by his wife's success.
Exactly. He's looking for softness, and he thinks he found it in Claire.
Then we have the third couple. The perfect couple. Lindsay and Warner.
Ah, yes.
Lindsay is Claire's best friend, the maid of honor, the one who knows everything. And Warner is the newcomer.
Warner is the outlier. He's supposedly a plastic surgeon, facial reconstruction.
He's handsome, rich, charming.
But if you listen to how they interact, the red flags are flying high enough to be seen from space.
The food thing. We have to mention the food thing.
It's classic coercive control. They stop in a diner on the way up to the woods. Lindsay, who we are told loves junk food, wants a burger.
And Warner shuts that down immediately.
He claims they are training for a marathon.
Which Claire notes is ridiculous because Lindsay hates running.
Right. Lindsay folds. She orders a side salad with no dressing because Warner wants her to.
It's so uncomfortable to read.
It establishes Warner as this dominant, controlling figure. He's monitoring her intake. He's sculpting her behavior just like he supposedly sculpts faces.
It makes you wonder why Lindsay, who seems so spirited in Claire's memories, puts up with it.
She seems smitten but also afraid. Or maybe just completely submissive to his will.
It sets up a dynamic where we assume Warner is the villain of that relationship. We look at him and think, okay, control freak, narcissist.
And we underestimate Lindsay because she seems like the victim in that pairing.
So we have these three couples, the resentfuls, the trapped, and the perfects. They pile into this silver minivan to head to a luxury inn in northern Colorado.
And hanging over all of this is a very creepy premonition from the home front.
Before they leave, Claire's daughter, Emma, has a nightmare. She says a monster in the forest is going to eat them.
I love how McFadden uses the kids here. Noah tries to comfort her with the tickle monster game.
It's this sweet fatherly moment. He's laughing, tickling her, telling her monsters aren't real.
It shows a side of Noah that isn't just the annoying husband. It humanizes him right before the trip.
But it also serves as massive foreshadowing.
Because Emma isn't wrong. There is a monster. She just doesn't know what form it takes yet.
So the descent begins. They are driving. The civilization starts to slip away. The cell service bars drop to 0.
And of course, the GPS starts acting up.
The modern reliance on technology fails them completely. And Warner, the ever-prepared Eagle Scout type, pulls out paper maps.
And this leads to the two roads moment. They reach a fork. The GPS says go right. The map says go left.
And Warner, in his rich doctor voice, quotes Robert Frost.
Two roads diverged into yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by.
It's so pretentious. But in the moment, they trust him. They take the unpaved, dark, pothole-ridden road.
And that is when the minivan gives up the ghost.
The breakdown. This is crucial. It's a relatively new car. Claire takes care of it. But the electronics just fry. Complete failure.
And the silence that follows. That's the moment the genre shifts.
Yeah.
They aren't on vacation anymore. They are stranded.
The isolation is manufactured by the environment, but it triggers the social breakdown almost immediately.
The men try to fix the car and fail. The women are anxious. The masks start to slip.
The politeness of, oh, excuse me, turns into, why did you take this road? Very quickly.
They make the decision to walk. Warner claims the inn is only a few miles away on his map.
So they leave the safety of the metal box, which frankly was already a prison, and enter the woods.
This trek is where the physical toll really starts to exacerbate the psychological tension.
They are thirsty, they're hungry, they're wearing completely inappropriate clothes.
Michelle in her blazer.
Lindsay in her cute outfit. And the few miles turns into hours.
And this leads to the first major tragedy, the first body. Lindsay.
This scene is agonizing. Lindsay is diabetic, or at least she has blood sugar issues. She's starving. She sees berries on a bush.
Now everyone knows, don't eat the wild red berries.
But desperation makes you do stupid things. She eats a handful, and the reaction is almost immediate.
She collapses. She starts seizing. It's violent. Warner jumps into action. He's performing CPR. He's checking her pulse.
The group is just watching in horror.
And then he stops. He looks up, and he says the words, "She's gone."
This is the moral event horizon for the group. They are standing over the body of Claire's best friend. Claire is devastated. She's sobbing.
But the sun is going down. They are still lost.
And this is where the group splits philosophically. Michelle, the cold divorce attorney, becomes the voice of brutal pragmatism.
She basically says, she's dead. We can't carry her. We have to keep moving if we want to survive.
It's heartless, but is she wrong?
In a survival scenario, carrying dead weight could literally kill them all.
But for Claire, leaving her best friend covered in wildflowers in the dirt feels like a sin.
It breaks something in Claire. Walking away from Lindsay's body changes the chemistry of the group entirely.
The trust is gone. They aren't friends anymore. They are competitors for survival.
And things get worse immediately. Michelle sprains her ankle. She can't keep up. They're forced to camp in the woods.
They build a fire, and the atmosphere is just toxic.
We have to talk about the fireside chat. It's so eerie. Warner starts asking everyone about their blood types.
He frames it as a medical necessity. Like, in case something happens, I need to know who can donate to whom.
But in the context of a thriller, it feels predatory, like a vampire checking the menu.
And Noah remembers Claire's blood type. He says she's O positive. He remembers it from when she was pregnant.
It's this weird little moment of intimacy. He pays attention to her biology, even if he ignores her emotional needs.
It's a reminder of their history, but that intimacy is cut short because the next morning the head count drops again.
Jack wakes up, and Michelle's gone.
Just vanished. Now remember, she had a badly sprained ankle.
She couldn't walk to the bathroom, let alone wander off into the dark.
Jack is frantic. He finds footprints. He finds a piece of her shirt snagged on a branch, and he finds blood.
And Claire sees something even more terrifying. She sees claw marks on a tree. Huge, deep gouges.
This shifts the fear again. We aren't just worried about dehydration or exposure anymore. Now we are worried about a predator.
A bear. A mountain lion. Or the monster Emma warned them about.
The psychology of the group shifts from we need to find a road to we are being hunted.
Jack is grieving, but he's also terrified. Warner is surprisingly calm for a guy who just lost his fiancée the day before and is now losing members of the party left and right.
And then the pattern repeats. Another night. Another disappearance. Warner vanishes.
Same exact MO.
Yeah.
Gone in the night. The group assumes the beast got him. So now the 6 is down to 3.
The original trio. Claire, Noah, and Jack.
The husband, the wife, and the lover. It's almost poetic that it comes down to them.
It strips away all the buffers. No more Michelle to complain. No more Lindsay to mediate. No more Warner to lead.
It's just the 3 of them and the secrets they are keeping.
And just when they think they're going to die of thirst, they find a cabin.
The classic cabin in the woods. It's abandoned, dusty, but it's stocked. Canned food, water, a bed.
It feels like salvation.
The salvation quickly turns into a crime scene. They find a truck parked outside. And inside the truck is a dead body.
A man. Presumably the owner of the cabin.
He's been shot. This changes the genre again. We aren't fighting nature. We aren't fighting a bear. We are fighting a murderer.
Someone killed this man.
And inside the cabin, Claire finds a hollowed-out Bible that is supposed to hold a gun. But the gun is missing.
This is where the love triangle implodes. The external threat of the killer merges with the internal threat of the affair.
Jack starts to lose his mind. He pulls Claire aside and whispers his theory. It's Noah.
Jack uses history to fuel this paranoia. He tells Claire about a time in college when Noah's father died. He says Noah snapped, that he has a violent streak.
Jack is painting a picture of Noah as a dormant volcano. He suggests Noah knows about the affair, that he orchestrated this whole trip, and that he is killing everyone off one by one to punish them.
And the scary part is it makes sense. Noah has been acting weird. He has the motive.
Claire starts sleeping with one eye open, terrified of the man sleeping next to her.
But then we get this incredibly crucial emotional beat. Inside the cabin, with Jack sleeping in the other room, Noah and Claire have a moment of absolute honesty.
It's heartbreaking. Noah confesses. He tells her he knows about the affair.
He doesn't scream, he doesn't rage, he just admits it.
And he admits his own faults. How he checked out of the marriage, how he let things rot. He takes responsibility for his part in the distance between them.
They cry, they hold each other. For a moment, it looks like they're going to survive this and maybe even fix their marriage.
They sleep in the same bed for the first time in ages. It feels like a resolution.
It's trauma bonding at its finest. The truth comes out when you think you're dying.
But as a reader, you should be very worried. Because in a thriller, peace is usually just the calm before the final storm.
Sure enough, Clara wakes up. Noah is gone. And this is critical. The Swiss Army knife she gave him, the one who always carries, is missing from the nightstand.
Panic sets in instantly. The reconciliation feels like a trick. She remembers Jack's theory.
She thinks, he lulled me into a false sense of security. He's going to kill Jack, and then he's going to come for me.
So she runs. She bursts out of the cabin, desperate to save Jack. She runs to the truck.
And she finds Jack, but she's too late. Jack is dead.
The lover is dead. And standing there is not Noah, it's Warner.
Warner, the perfect surgeon who supposedly vanished into the belly of a beast 2 nights ago.
He is very much alive, and he is holding a rifle.
This is the first major twist. Warner marches Claire back to the cabin at gunpoint. And inside, we find Noah. But he's not dead, and he's not a victim. He's just sitting there.
This is where we have to peel back the first layer of the onion. Noah admits it. He orchestrated the trip.
Wait, let's be clear here for you listening. Noah set this up.
Noah explains that he wanted to punish Claire and Jack. He knew about the affair. He was angry, so he hired Warner to help him scare them.
And Warner isn't even a surgeon.
No, he's just a guy Noah found online.
So it was just a scare tactic.
That was the plan. Get them lost in the woods, make them miserable, scared straight. He wanted to shake them up so badly that they would realize the error of their ways and come running back to their spouses.
That is twisted. I mean, hiring an actor to torment your wife in the woods, that's psychotic behavior in itself.
It is. It's incredibly manipulative. But Noah insists, I didn't want anyone to die. It was supposed to be a prank. The compasses, the breakdown, it was all staged.
But the bodies, Jack is really dead. The cabin owner is really dead. This isn't a prank anymore.
And that's when the door opens. And in walks Lindsay.
Lindsay, the dead best friend.
She's alive. The Barry death. Completely fake.
So the CPR?
Fake. Warner faked the CPR. They researched seizures on YouTube to make it look realistic. They played dead to traumatize the group.
So Noah recruited Lindsay, who he thought was just a loyal friend, angry at Claire for cheating, to help him pull off this insane prank to save his marriage.
Correct. Noah thought he was the director of a psychological drama. He thought Lindsay and Warner were his cast.
But the reality is Noah wasn't the director, he was the pawn.
This brings us to the double twist. The anonymous chapters. Throughout the book, we've been hearing the inner thoughts of a psychopath. We assumed it was Noah, or maybe a stranger. But it's Lindsay.
We really have to talk about Lindsay's true nature, because she isn't just a bad friend, she is a monster.
Her backstory, which is revealed in these chapters, is horrifying. She talks about growing up with abusive parents. Her mother burned her clothes, shaved her head for lice in a humiliating way.
And Lindsay didn't just take it, she fought back.
She killed them. She killed her mother with pills. She killed her father in a staged accident. She has been a high-functioning sociopath her entire life.
And her friendship with Claire, it's not love, it's possession.
Exactly. She reveals that she killed Ted, Claire's college ex, who supposedly drowned because he cheated on Claire. In Lindsay's twisted mind, she is the executioner of anyone who hurts her property.
So when Noah came to her with this plan to scare Claire and Jack,
Lindsay saw an opportunity, not to scare them, but to purge them. She hijacked Noah's plan. Noah thought they were using fake blood and smoke and mirrors. Lindsay and Warner turned it into a slaughter.
And Warner is actually a psychopath she met online specifically for this purpose.
Yes. So Lindsay admits she killed Michelle. She just led her away and murdered her. Warner killed Jack and the cabin owner.
And now, the endgame. Lindsay turns on Noah. She pistol whips him. She calls him pathetic. She reveals that she despises both of them for their betrayal, Claire for cheating, Noah for being weak enough to want her back.
And the plan. Lindsay and Warner are going to kill Claire and Noah. They're going to frame Noah. The story will be Noah found out about the affair, snapped, killed everyone in a jealous rage, and then killed himself.
It's a perfect setup. The police will find the bodies. They will find the crazy husband who rented the cabin. Lindsay and Warner walk away as the traumatized survivors who barely escaped.
So we have a standoff in the cabin. Lindsay is holding a gun. Warner has the rifle. Claire and Noah are defenseless. Lindsay is monologuing, classic villain move, about how she's doing this for Claire's own good, punishing her for being just like the others.
But there's one variable Lindsay forgot, that Swiss Army knife.
The one Claire noticed was missing. Noah had it all along.
He wasn't planning to kill Jack with it. He was carrying it for protection.
And in a moment of chaos, just as Lindsay prepares to execute them, Noah lunges. He stabs Lindsay in the shoulder.
The gun drops. It's total chaos. Claire scrambles for the weapon, and then in a moment of pure shock, Lindsay, bleeding, wounded, makes a calculation.
She looks at Warner. Warner is the loose end. He's sloppy. He has a record. And Lindsay knows the plan is blown. She can't kill Claire and Noah and get away with it now. So she decides to cut her losses.
She shoots Warner. She shoots her own partner in the throat.
Two people can't keep a secret. That's her logic. She eliminates the witness.
Cold-blooded. But she's bleeding out. The police arrive. Lindsay had actually called them earlier to set the frame up, but they got there too fast for her to finish the job.
Lindsay is arrested. She doesn't die, which is interesting. She is taken away, her life as a free woman over. But she leaves a trail of absolute destruction behind her.
So the immediate threat is gone. Warner is dead. Lindsay is in handcuffs. Jack and Michelle are dead. Claire and Noah are the survivors.
They return to civilization. They reunite with the kids. It's a tearful reunion. And the official story becomes that Lindsay went crazy, that she was the mastermind.
And Claire and Noah decide to stay together. They have trauma bonded. Noah explains that he never wanted anyone to die. He just wanted to save their marriage. He swears on his children's lives that he only wanted to scare them.
And Claire accepts this. They seem to find a new equilibrium. They are going to rebuild. It feels like a happy ending, or as happy as you can get after a massacre.
But Freida McFadden isn't going to let us off that easy. We have to stop everything and talk about the epilogue. Because I finished the book, put it down, and then picked it back up and yelled, wait a minute.
The magnet.
The magnet in the sweatshirt. Walk us through this, because this recontextualizes the entire book.
So, everyone is safe. Life is returning to normal. Claire is unpacking Noah's luggage, the dirty laundry from the trip. She picks up his sweatshirt, the one he wore in the woods, and she feels something heavy sewn into the hem.
And she rips it open, and it's a high-powered industrial magnet.
Now remember Jack. Poor dead Jack.
He kept screaming about his compass.
Exactly. Jack kept saying, my compass is spinning. It's broken. Someone has a magnet. And everyone thought Jack was losing his mind. They thought it was paranoia.
But he was right. Noah was standing next to him with a magnet in his pocket, deliberately jamming the compass to keep them lost.
This casts a massive shadow over Noah's defense. His story was, I hired actors. I wanted to scare you. I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
But think about it. If you bring a magnet to jam a compass in the Rocky Mountains, you are ensuring that people get lost. You are removing the safety net. You are risking exposure, dehydration, death. That's not a prank. That's reckless endangerment.
It's attempted murder by negligence. But here's where McFadden messes with our heads one last time. In the final chapter, from Lindsay's perspective, from prison, she claims she planted the magnet.
Right. Lindsay says in her internal monologue, I sewed it in there to frame him if I needed to, or to make sure they got lost.
So we have two possibilities here. Option A. Lindsay is telling the truth. She planted it. Noah had no idea he was carrying it. He really is just a pathetic guy whose prank went wrong. He's innocent of the compass jamming.
Or option B.
Option B. Lindsay's lying. Or she's taking credit for Noah's darkness because she recognizes a kindred spirit. Or maybe Noah did know. He's a physicist, right? Would he not notice a heavy industrial magnet in his pocket?
That's the thing. It's heavy. You'd feel it hitting your hip.
But the most important part of this twist isn't the objective truth. It's Claire's reaction.
Claire finds the magnet. She realizes what it implies. That Noah might have actively tried to kill them, or at least risked their lives far more than he admitted. And what does she do? Does she call the cops? Does she confront him?
No. She slides the magnet back into the pocket, she folds the sweatshirt, and she goes downstairs to make dinner.
That gave me chills. She chooses the lie.
She makes a calculation. The truth is too expensive. She just survived a massacre. She has her kids. She has her husband back. She decides that she would rather live with a potential murderer than blow up her life again.
It circles back to the beginning perfectly. They started the book keeping secrets to maintain a facade of a marriage. And they end the book keeping a much darker, much bloodier secret to maintain that same facade.
The marriage is saved, but the foundation is rotting. It's built on a graveyard.
It really makes you question the definition of a happy ending. Is Claire safe? Or is she sleeping next to a man who is willing to risk her life to prove a point?
It leaves the reader on a precipice. You close the book, but you don't feel resolved. You feel uneasy.
So, what does this all mean? What's the big takeaway from One by One?
I think it speaks to the terrifying proximity of sociopathy.
Oh.
Lindsay was the best friend, the maid of honor. She was hiding in plain sight for 15 years. It makes you question how well you really know the people in your inner circle.
And it highlights the destructive power of secrets. If Claire and Noah had just communicated about the laundry, about the unhappiness, none of this would have happened.
Instead, they let resentment build until it opened the door for a monster like Lindsay to step in and wreak havoc.
It's a cautionary tale for sure. Which brings me to a final thought for you to chew on. Think about your own closest relationships. If you found a metaphorical magnet in the laundry, a piece of undeniable evidence that shattered the story you rely on, would you confront it? Or would you fold the sweater and go make dinner?
That is a chilling question to end on. Definitely check your spouse's pockets before you do the laundry.
That's it for this deep dive into One by One, a survival thriller that morphs into a domestic nightmare.
A reminder that sometimes the most dangerous place to be is in a failing marriage.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.